Hey everybody, it's Nicholas Rogers. I'm back out in East Colorado. To hunt prairie dog, but today I'm going to be using my elk hunting gear. So why would I be using elk hunting gear to hunt prairie dog? That's a good question. So, old timer once told me one of the best ways you could test your big game gear without waiting for that big game shot is to go hunt prairie dogs. Makes sense. You get to bring the rifle out, all your equipment, try it out in the field. And if, let's say, your dope chart isn't good or you're not dialed in with your crosshair, it's no big deal if you miss that little prairie dog. But it could be a big deal if you miss that trophy elk. All right, so a little bit of a gear rundown really quick. Weatherby Mark V Backcountry 2.0 titanium, topped with a Vortex Razor HD LHT 3-15 optic. Going to be using some Hornady Precision Hunter 143 grain ELDX, because that's what I'm hunting my elk with. Then I also have a Vortex Razor HD 3000 rangefinder. Maven B.2 11 time binoculars, phenomenal glass. And then I'm also using an Eberly stock binocular chest case. I have a Bass Pro Day Hiker first aid kit just in case. We did see there were some rattlesnakes. So the other day when I was telling my wife to watch out for rattlesnakes, I didn't do this, but yeah, this is a prairie rattler. Shooting sticks that are going to go on my hip. Oh, this is going to be the tripod for my phone while I'm shooting. Sunglasses, ear protection, even though I wouldn't be wearing this while I'm hunting. If I'm sitting there popping off on prairie dogs, because it does have a compensator on 6.5 Creedmoor, it does get loud. I have the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation Team Elk Eberly stock backpack that has a scabbard on it. You'll notice on my rifle there is no sling. I'm going to try out the scabbard today to see if I actually like that. I have a 2-liter water bladder in there with the hose so I can have lots of hydration, as well as my shooting mat. All right, so this is going to be my setup for today. I'm going to test it out. I've never used the scabbard before. I want to see if I like it, but as you can see, everything fits on my body. I have my binoculars, I have my rangefinder, I have my shooting steady sticks, I have my backpack on, as well as my rifle. Now, the rifle is not really accessible. I mean, you might be able to draw it out, but realistically, it's going to require me to take the backpack off in order to get the rifle out. Just something to think about. Last week, I was hunting probably a couple miles, 2-3 miles that way. Can't really see it. But this week, I'm going to be out here. I got to figure out where to go. So, it's going to get warm today. Right now, it's about 78 out here. Look at the weather. It's going to get into probably the low to mid 90s. So thankfully, I brought 2 liters of ice water with me. But that should be good conditions to get those groundhogs or prairie dogs up out of their bunkers and make them more accessible. Right, so I've been walking for about 1.5 miles, and out here behind me, I found my first prairie dog town. However, it looks like it's dormant, or they're just all underground. That little white patch is a mound. There's some mounds out there too. But I'm not seeing any prairie dogs. Nothing. I'll keep looking. I see one. I see one. way far away. 312. So I used the Hornady ballistics app in my phone because I'm shooting this ELDX and I have the information for my rifle. And it said, bring it up, 5.33 MOA. Oh, shit. That was amazing. Okay, so I'm fully packed back up. I got my rifle on my back. And you just saw me connect with a prairie dog at 312 yards. My rifle is sighted in at 100 yards and at indoor range. So no wind, right, in the indoor range. So just guessing, the wind's blowing about 4 to 5 miles an hour. I put that into my Hornady ballistic app as well as my range. Originally it ranged at 320. When I shot the prairie dog, I ranged to get us at 312. So we'll say somewhere about 315. But anyways, I just put it in the Hornady ballistic app. I trust my rifle. I trust the scope after everything that I've done to it. Made the adjustments for the elevation and then just did a slight holdover with the wind. And man, you saw that, it just exploded. And that was from a seated shot with steady 6, which is amazing on a prairie dog, and only half his body was showing. So I've been out here now for a couple hours. I've shot some other prairie dogs, but I just wanted to make sure everything worked well. You know what I mean? So I will say that this Vortex Razor HD 3000, very cool. It seems to work very well, very easy to use. For example, my truck. So that's what it looks like. All right, it's pretty cool, huh? So it's got a 3,000 max range for big reflective surface like the side of a mountain, right? And then they say 2,000 for an elk or a deer, but the guy that sold it to me said it's more like 1,500, you know. And even in the guidebook, they tell you if there's something flat and reflective next to whatever you're needing to laze, do that instead. But yeah, I just take the distance, gives me an angle as well, and then I can put that into my ballistics calculator. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, I got the correct windage and elevation adjustments. All right, I gotta cross this fence. Hold on. They do say that it has a harder time on objects that are small, that are far away, especially on fur if they don't have a reflective surface. As you saw out in that video, that thing was just kind of on the hillside, right? So I was able to get a meter reading off of it at 315-ish. Binoculars, wonderful to have, you know what I mean? I can't wait till I get a better camera and I'm able to, give you guys better video. But I'm gonna start walking back to the truck now. Great time. I'm getting hot, getting hungry. I want lunch. But anyways, peace.